Dads and other people out there, chilled out, stressed dad here. I feel quite prolific in the making of videos at the moment. This will be the second one in one day, so woohoo! I'm really getting into the swing of things now. Last video I talked about how sometimes things come along in life that you don't anticipate, and I guess I felt that I've been quite fortunate to have had a chance to spend time with my children, assume some of those responsibilities that my wife had largely assumed in the past, and it's made me better appreciate the challenges, but also the opportunities, if you like, to kind of spend some quality time with your children. And wouldn't it be great if every dad had an opportunity to do that in life? And I don't for 1 minute take for granted the fact that I've had the opportunity financially and socially to do that. So I feel like I'm one of the luckier ones. But in a perfect world, it'd be great if we could all do that. And if you're not in a position where that's possible, then find other ways. I'd encourage you to kind of find ways, whether it be taking an early mark from work one day and taking your children somewhere special, for a swim, just even down to the local park, kick the ball, throw the ball around. I mean, I think they'll remember those things far more than some expensive holiday to some fancy resort overseas where everyone's stressed, potentially getting diarrhea, food poisoning, whatever it might be. But I just wanted to talk this time around the notion of control, and this is an issue that's really come to mind for me lately, where through some loss and grief in my family, my dad's passing recently, it's just been borne out where, growing up, my generation, my parents' generation, probably took more of an approach where, children just did as they were told, and they ruled with the iron fist, and there was no negotiation, no checking in with your kids about kind of their preferences or interest. And you still hear today this notion that kids have it too good and they're given too much opportunity to think for themselves. But I guess now I'm reflecting on my life, where my mother, after my father's passed away, has only ever known love from us as children through her actions of making us feel guilty or controlling us. And that doesn't work when you're an adult. When you're an adult child and your parents still assuming this control function over you, then it's no way to sustain love or to seek emotions or affection from someone. And ultimately what it does, I think, is drive people away rather than bring people closer together. So it's been tough for me. I've grown up that way, and that's probably the modelling of parent that I've received as a child, and then in my formative years as well as a man and also as a dad. So I'm now on this journey where I understand and I'm practicing this sense of engaging my kids and trying to understand my children, and what do they want. And I can't keep forcing them to do and be something that I want, because again, I want a lifelong relationship with my children. And my fear is what's happening now with me and my mum is that if I keep towing a line of control with my kids, they'll buck against me at some point. It'll be inevitable. A time will come where they will think for themselves and say, "No, Dad, you can't make me do something. I do something because it's what I want to do, and I believe in it, and I feel passionate and want that. Not I do it because someone else is making me do it." So that's where I'm at the moment with my journey of fathering, and it's been hard. I'm not going to say that it hasn't, because again, you've got all these habits and a lifelong of modelling that you have to kind of push back against. So I'm sure I still fall into the trap of just doing away with some of that softly and check in with my kids and just say do it because it's easy. just go and do that and stop being a pelican, just go and do that. But you know, aside from wanting my children to have a lifelong relationship and love for me and with me, I want my children to be ready for this developing world that we you know, are in now, but also kind of what we keep being told we'll be moving into. So I want them to be emotionally strong. I want them to be able to be agile in their thinking, and I don't see how parenting through control will put them in best regard for that future world. So stay tuned. I'm sure there'll be lots of stories to share moving forward where I've got it spectacularly wrong, but you know, I'll parent with a sense of integrity and a sense of honesty as best I can, and I'll make mistakes and I'll admit my mistakes and hopefully have a good relationship with my kids. Alright, catch ya.